everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're going to be doing a big video on all the theories I have created now that I've watched the trailer like 100 times last night. I had a few hours waiting for the new episode of the Chucky TV series, so I decided let's crank out some new Scream theories and watch this Scream trailer a bunch of times. And I noticed a lot of things that I missed the first time around. I'm very excited to get into this and share with you some of my crazy new theories, but before I do that, I'm gonna need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Unfortunately, I was in a rush yesterday when the Scream trailer came out. I had to go to work an hour after it came out, so I just wasn't able to do the crazy big video that I wanted to do on it yesterday. If you want me to not have to go to work anymore and just make content for your eyeballs, well, I can do that full time if I get enough Patreon supporters, so make sure to check that out. The link will be in the description below. Alrighty, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
Well, sometimes that is better.
So before I even start this video, I just want to say thank you all for 6,000 subscribers. Holy crap, I mean, I feel like I was just at like 5,000 yesterday, and all of a sudden I'm at 6,070 something now. I'm really just some kid from Ohio making these crazy videos every day, and I'm just so thankful for all the wonderful feedback I get all the time. So thank you guys so much. So starting off with one of like my first things I noticed about like just the whole opening part of this trailer, which I'm assuming is going to be the opening kill. At the beginning of this trailer, we get that scene, but later on we also get little instances that could be like the aftermath. We specifically get a shot of Ghostface breaking Jenna Ortega's leg, and then also in the trailer we get a shot of what someone who appears to be Jenna Ortega's character Tara in a wheelchair going down like a hallway in a hospital, and also being followed by Ghostface once again. So now I kind of have some questions about this opening scene. So maybe the opening scene isn't completely at the Carpenter household. Maybe like the rest of it is actually at like the hospital where Jenna Ortega is then murdered. Maybe you get this sense of security like, oh, maybe she survived, and then Ghostface shows up and like finishes the deed. There's also a few shots of some other characters at the hospital, which also kind of makes me think that maybe it's later on in the film, like maybe mid-film, like sometime in the second act, because we see Jack Quaid, Melissa Barrera, and David Arquette all at the hospital setting at some point in the trailer. We get some pretty badass shots of Dewey like reloading his gun and all these bullets drop on the ground. I'm very excited to see the standoff between Dewey and Ghostface, man. It looks like it's gonna be pretty badass. Richie, Jack Quaid's character, gets attacked by Ghostface in like what looks like a hospital room, like maybe a bedroom where possibly they're going to see Tara there. It would make sense for him being there, by the way, if like that's his girlfriend's sister. So like, yeah, of course he's gonna be there to support. He's a good boyfriend from his character description. That's what I think, at least. And Sam is also shown very briefly running down a hallway, possibly getting chased by Ghostface. Once again, I know I said that this could potentially be like a continuation to the opening scene. That feels a little clunky to me though after I'm saying that. That's a possibility, but I think the more likely route here is that we get a scene later on where they're visiting Sam at the hospital like sometime at night. That's what it kind of appears to look like. It looks like this is like a nighttime setting, and they get attacked by Ghostface. I'm gonna be honest though, I still think Jenna Ortega's not making it through this film. She might get saved from Dewey after that shot where she's like in the wheelchair, but man, I'm telling you, we're getting a kill at this hospital. One of these four characters is going to die there, and it's not gonna be Dewey. Speaking of Dewey dying though, I'm telling you what, right now, I'm calling it. I think he's dead meat, man. We get a few shots in this trailer that makes me think a legacy character is going to die. I don't know who specifically. I'm kind of between Sydney and Dewey. I don't think they're gonna have the balls to kill Sidney Prescott though. I'm gonna be honest. Tyler, Matt, and Chad, they seem like very big fans of the Scream franchise. I don't think we're pulling a J.J. Abrams here though, where if you don't know, J.J. Abrams did some of the new Star Wars movies, and a lot of them are too faithful. They're absolutely too faithful to the original like Star Wars movies, and I feel like that's why a lot of them failed. I don't think that's what's going to be the case with this new Scream film, but they are fans of the series, so they're not going to impede on stuff that Wes wouldn't want to happen. Like, I don't think Wes wanted Sidney to die at any point in this franchise, but does this reaction from Gale Weathers make me think that maybe Dewey is dead? Oh yeah. Oh my god. Why else would Gale be so upset like this? Here's something else to add on to that too. We also see a shot of Dewey in what appears to be like an RV or a camper. Now, I could be wrong about this, but this looks like the interior of like an RV camper, like maybe like a trailer park that he's possibly living in because maybe him and Gale separated. So you could have a very dark ending to this love story by having them maybe like trying to like reconvene throughout this film, and then like sometime towards the end, Dewey bites the dust, man. I wasn't so sure about this. I've had a few people comment saying like, oh yeah, Dewey's totally gonna die. I've been on the fence about that for a while, but now after seeing some stuff in this trailer, I'm pretty convinced, man. I've been sort of against killing a legacy character, but I'll tell you what, man, if you want to make a stamp on this franchise, you want to do something different, kill one of these unkillable characters. It's been a criticism for the Scream franchise for a long time now that like, how did these four characters survive all four of these attacks? Like, come on. Personally, it's not something that bothers me too much because I love all three of these characters. I think they're very well written characters. Throughout all these movies, I feel like they have a really cool plotline and arc. With all that being said, I think there's a difference between killing Sidney Prescott and killing Dewey Riley. If you kill Sidney Prescott, you're kind of killing the vibe of this movie. You're kind of killing the vibe of the Scream franchise. She's like one of the ultimate final girls. It would be like killing Laurie Strode in a Halloween film. It would just make that film utter trash and no one would really like it. Halloween Resurrection. You need that good versus evil in a film like this, especially in the Scream franchise that is kind of more lighthearted than most horror films. But I'll tell you what, if you want to take a dark twist at the end here, kill Dewey Riley at the end of the film. If y'all saw my Scream fan film, the whole genesis of that was I wanted to see Ghostface win something for once. Maybe that's dark, maybe that's kind of fucked up, but I think it's an interesting twist on this franchise where every single Ghostface killer has been ultimately killed or did not in any way, shape, or form meet their goal. So for once I'm like, let's have Ghostface win. Let's see how that plays out. Like, how messed up would that be? So what if at the end of this film we catch one of the Ghostface killers, but the other one gets away and kills Dewey Riley, leading into a sequel? Like, that's our last shot, is Gale Weathers freaking out over Dewey Riley getting stabbed in the neck or something, and then boom, title card, next to be continued and all that. I'm gonna be honest, I'm all about that. Like, I would be very upset to see Dewey die. Like, it would be very shocking and heartbreaking. Even me saying this now, I'm theorizing about it now. If that happens in January, I'm still gonna be shocked. I'm still gonna be freaking the fuck out over all that happening and just being like, oh my god, I cannot wait for another film. And here's the other thing about that too, what Radio Silence could do with a cliffhanger ending like that. You could have Dewey be in like some critical condition and Gale Weathers is freaking out because of it, and then just like cliffhanger ending like that. And then see how the fandom reacts. If they're totally pissed off by Dewey getting murdered, you could bring him back in the next movie very easily. It wouldn't be the first time Dewey survived something like so terrible and crazy like that. I'm very certain that we're gonna get some kind of cliffhanger ending with the new Scream film. I don't want to see the same old where it's like the Ghostface reveal. Okay, Sidney Prescott takes him down. That's my big thing about this new Scream film. I really want to see them deviate from the typical formula. Just a tiny bit, nothing too crazy, just something a little different to spice it up. Literally just a little deviation from the typical formula would make this movie stand out so much more than the other films in this franchise. Something else that I want to point out, I got a few comments about this yesterday. Dewey specifically says there have been 3 attacks, not murders. Now, here's my thing about that. If we have 3 sequences in this film where Ghostface doesn't kill someone but like almost kills them, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed, man. I want to see Ghostface murdering people to completion, like totally fucked up shit. I don't want to see Ghostface just stab someone and then like drop him off at the hospital. No, I don't think anyone wants to see that. Let's think about that, man. No one wants to see a slasher that like just pokes somebody and is like, oh, here you go, now get better so that I can get some attention. Honestly, that's like taking the whole concept of Jill from the 4th movie and making it so much worse. Personally, I like the killers in Scream 4. I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people think it's just like kind of like, oh, it's just an annoying like influencer kind of person who just wants attention and all that. It's just kind of annoying. This is taking that concept and making it so much worse. If people didn't like that about Scream 4, they're definitely not gonna like it in Scream 5, and they're not gonna like the fact that Ghostface isn't killing people, but just trying to get attention. Like, I definitely do not think that is the case. That would straight up suck. They're not doing that. Let's hope. Fingers crossed, knocking on some wood right now. Holy shit. So hopefully we don't get 3 sequences where Ghostface keeps people alive. I'm gonna be pissed if that's the case. Judy Hicks is another character we really need to discuss. Someone who nobody is talking about. There are only a few shots of her in this trailer, but there's something else I want to talk about a little later at the end of this rant. Judy Hicks is seen driving down this road going like 1,000,000 miles an hour with tears streaming down her face. Now there are currently 2 people in the Scream universe who are very close to Judy Hicks. Hicks, and that is Dewey Riley and Wes Hicks. This could be a scene towards the end of the film where maybe Judy Hicks is driving down a road trying to save Dewey Riley before he gets murdered, or mortally wounded in some kind of horrible way. This could be that, but I think the more likely scenario here is that she's driving down the road very quickly past some high school students, as what it seems in that very quick shot we get of all these like kids just standing on the road. Maybe she's going for Wes Hicks. This is like maybe something that's mid-movie. It does look very similar to that shot with Gale Weathers where she's screaming though, so like it could be at that same moment. But I'm telling you what, if she's freaking out over anybody, I think my money's on Wes Hicks, who recently was confirmed to be her actual teenage son. I know that was kind of like weird for a while. We didn't know what his relationship to Judy Hicks was, but she actually confirmed that in an interview a little while ago. So is Wes Hicks biting the dust in this new film? My speculation would say yes. Now that you can speculate about like who she's going after to try and save. Is it going to be Wes? Is it going to be Dewey? We can argue about that all day. But what is the fate of Judy Hicks from this film? I'm telling you what, I think Judy's biting the dust as well. We recently got this set photo the other day that I reported on in a video where I kind of like made theories based off of some of these set photos, but then here's a very quick shot from the trailer over here. You'll notice that in both shots there's an American flag in the background. It is both daytime in both shots, and in this shot Judy Hicks is carrying a knife because maybe she heard a noise in the other room. In this shot we see Ghostface very clearly murdering someone with a bloody knife. Oh my god, I think Judy Hicks is not making it through this movie, guys. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are thrilled to hear this. I am honestly pretty upset. I really liked her awkwardness in Scream 4. I think it really worked for like some comedy and being a red herring. It would be kind of upsetting to see her go in this film. Then I'd like to point out once again, like I didn't say this enough in this video so far, but a lot of this is just speculation, my friends. Now I messed up something in my last video that I kind of want to correct. I said that the line was he's going after all the people related to the past victims. The line in the trailer, which doesn't make any sense to me, is the killer is going after all the people who are related to the past killers, which doesn't make any sense. So far we don't have any character confirmed to be related to like Billy, Stu, Mickey, Mrs. Loomis. There's no new characters who are currently related to any of the killers, so this is a very bizarre line to me. But then here's the thing about all that. We do see shots in the trailer of people who are related to past victims getting attacked by the killers. So that's kind of why I messed that line up, because in my head I was thinking that doesn't make any sense. It would make more sense if the killer was going after people who are related to past victims, like Randy Meeks, for example. People who are a part of his lineage are in this film, so it's like as confirmed new characters. So like that line just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. With all that being said, I think that there's a lot in this trailer that just isn't in the movie. That line of dialogue being part of that. I think they're trying to set up a whole lot of stuff in the fans' heads so that we go into this movie expecting one thing and getting something completely different. This line of dialogue specifically is one of those things. I definitely think that Ghostface is trying to bring Sidney Prescott like back to Woodsboro so that like whoever he or she is can kill Sidney Prescott. Like that, of course, like Ghostface is always trying to is always trying to go after Sidney Prescott and like the gang. But I think this line of dialogue is something that they threw in there to just kind of fuck with us. I think there's a lot of stuff in this trailer they threw in there to fuck with us. Like let's talk about the scenes with Kyle Gallner with his car. A lot of that seems fake to me. It'd be very easy to film just like a 2 to 3 minute scene with Kyle Gallner with his car getting attacked by someone in a Ghostface costume. There's a lot of suspicious stuff revolving around Vince right now. Like he could be potentially related to one of the killers. That is a potential victim of Ghostface who this line could be referring to. But if I'm being totally honest with you, I think the reason they didn't release his last name is because they're trying to fuck with us. And this has all been one big setup to mess with the Scream community. Honestly, I think that would be brilliant if that was the case. I don't know if that's 100% the truth or not. And you can disagree. That's totally fine. Just don't call me an idiot in the comment section like yesterday. Jesus Christ. It was confirmed that the cast members only got up to page 77 of the script. They did not see the final killer reveal or anything. They filmed a whole bunch of different endings to the film. No one really knows what is going to happen at the end of this film besides the filmmakers. So there is definitely some kind of misdirection in this trailer. I don't know if I have it exactly right, but something about this trailer is definitely going to be throwing us off. I'll tell you what. There are two more things I want to throw in here real quickly, and then I swear to God I'm ending this extremely long Scream video. Heather Matarazzo, who plays Randy's sister, is returning for the new Scream film, but was absent from this trailer completely. It makes you wonder if maybe she gets killed off early or if she just has a smaller role in this film. I'm not sure. She is the mother of Chad and Mindy Meeks, who are like some of our main characters in this new film. We do see shots of both of them getting attacked by Ghostface and all bloody, so I'm assuming neither of them are making it through this film. But once again, going back to that misdirection, man, anything in this trailer could be something that's not in the movie, which makes all of this the more fun. And one last thing to cap this thing off, Kyle Gallner, who has been suspicious since the beginning of this whole production, doesn't have a last name. His name is just Vince in the film. He's been tweeting out some serious Ghostface stuff out there, man. I would look out for Kyle Gallner's character in this film. If he doesn't get murdered at the beginning of this movie, he's either going to be a massive red herring or the killer in this film. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just, I don't even need to put this on screen. Let's just real quickly go to twitter.com and look up Kyle Gallner's feed. All right, here we go. So the first tweet on his page right now is, "My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me. The trailer for Scream movie is live." Directly quoting Stu Macher, possibly the best Ghostface killer. I mean, come on. The next tweet on his page reads, "Is it tomorrow yet? I'm gonna go check. I'll be right back," with a devil emoji. Oh, let's keep going. You thought I was done? No, we're gonna do one more. First look at Scream movie. Look at all that fresh meat. More devil emojis. This man is either totally fucking with us right now or he's Ghostface. It would be kind of funny if he's putting all these tweets out though and then like he gets murdered in the first like 30 minutes of the film. Honestly, that would be pretty hilarious. So this could definitely go one of two ways, and I'm kind of leaning more towards the red herring vibes, that like he's going to be like kind of like you're gonna think he's the killer the whole time but he's really not. But here's the thing about that. Why kill off your red herring so early on in the film? You want to keep those people alive throughout the film so that you kind of keep the misdirection going. So let's say theoretically that Vince is related to Billy Loomis somehow. Like his last name is Vince Loomis. Somehow he's directly linked to Billy in some way, shape, or form, and he gets murdered in the first 30 minutes. You're gonna think that he's the killer for those first 30 minutes, so like, why kill him off so early like that? I'm sure there's much more to this film than just one red herring. Like, there's gonna be more people that we're gonna think is like super suspicious throughout the runtime of this film. But like, why kill off one of your red herrings so early like that? I like, maybe there's a reason for that. Obviously, I have not seen the film. I have not read any of those stupid leaks that you can find out there. Don't look for them, by the way. Don't spoil the movie for yourself. Come on, just wait till January. We're almost there. Now, although a lot of this video is speculation, there is one thing that is certain at this point, and that is there's a lot of misdirection going on right now. I'm telling you, I think we have no idea what we're in for coming in January. This is going to be a big shock to a lot of people in the horror community. What do you guys think about the Scream trailer? Do you have any crazy theories that I might have missed on? Leave me a comment about it down below. Thank you all so much for watching my massive crazy theory video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Just look up KillJoy Jake and I'll come up. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.